Yo, my little peaches, welcome back to another CC Masterclass. If you haven't caught the first episode in this series, I basically went through all of my skin details CC in-game. I did it for adult males, I did it for adult females, I did it for little toddler roonies as well, and we also did it for children. So these are kind of like all of our, skin detailed CC'd up sims, but we want to continue and also start now today on hair CCs. That's going to be all things on the head and all things on the eyebrows and all things facial hair. As always, I'm going to be leaving the links to everything in the description below. So if you ever wanted your sims to look like my sims, this is going to be the way to do it. So check the link in the description below, get everything downloaded. And hopefully I'm going to help you guys find some good CC to pick out for your sims. And also if there was ever stuff that I used on my sims that you wondered where it was from, now you'll find out today. I also just wanted to let you know that Feeling Peachy has dropped Feeling Festive, which is our Christmas range. I am wearing the Jolly Holly jumper right now. I'm actually also having a coffee out of the first snow mug. Coffee number 2 today. It's a sleepy day. Feeling festive. There we go. And I also just wanted to take the time to show you guys the cutest Christmas cards I think you'll ever see. Also part of the Feeling Festive range because they have Evie and Lexi on them. There are 3 cards to choose from. This one is my personal fave and they are all very festively themed. So hopefully there is something in there for everyone. They have the Evie seal of approval and you can also check out the links to all of them in the description below as well. So let's get into today's video. So as last time, I'm going to start with Soul and I'm actually going to start with eyebrows today. The eyebrows that are in game have actually got a lot better since I first started playing Sims. However, I do still like to use custom eyebrows. Now, the ones that I used to use mainly were actually these Praline ones. So my early Sims all have these Praline eyebrows here. And I don't use them so much anymore, but they are really good eyebrows. So I will link those in the description below. But one big thing that I do with my eyebrows that I find a complete game changer is I have an additional slider for my eyebrows, which means when I turn my sim to the side, I can drag the eyebrows thicker or thinner. And that basically means every eyebrow you use has like so much additional options because you can make them look so different based on the thickness of them. So whilst there are a few eyebrow sliders out there, I use the Miko ones. So those are the ones I'm gonna link to you guys. You grab the outer tail of the eyebrow to make it thicker or thinner, and you can also change the angle of it as well. And I'm also gonna link this Ultimate Eyebrow Collection by Praline. There are so many eyebrows in here. I don't even use all of them. There's also Maxis Match Alternates. So there's definitely going to be something in there for everyone. But nowadays, I find myself often using eyebrows by 2 creators, and you'll recognize these names from last time. So I really like Go Pulse Me eyebrows. I like how they have these individual hairs. As I said, this isn't with the high quality mod. I don't use the high quality mod, but I still think the Sims look real nice. So I really like these fluffy eyebrows from Go Pulse Me. There are a bunch of different ones that I like to use. And obviously you can change the look and feel of them quite a lot with the additional sliders and with just moving the eyebrows around as well. I also like these. The Go Pulse Me do 2 ones. They do these kind of like very fluffy, realistic ones. And then they do these ones, which are more like individual hairs that are a little bit, I think these look somewhere in between Maxis Match and Alpha, but I do really like the look of these as well. They look pretty good thick too. So they're nice as well if you don't want quite a harsh look. And you probably guys are recognizing all of these eyebrows. They're all Go Pulse Me. I just really love Go Pulse Me eyebrows. There are a few Obscurus eyebrows in there if you're looking for a really soft brow. Now, I do think this looks more realistic on children if you go for like a softer brow like this, because children don't seem to have like, they don't generally tend to have as much eyebrow hair. These ones I really like from Obscurus as well. They're just like much more, less perfect and more realistic eyebrows. So these ones do look good on children too. And then for female Sims, there's some Obscurus ones I really like as well. So I like these ones a lot, again, just because I think that they look really realistic. They're Obscurus eyebrows. These ones too, really realistic. I love those. I used those recently on a sim. So basically, if it's Go Pulse Me or if it's Obscurus, I'm probably going to use it for eyebrows. So I will link both of those for you guys in the comments below as well. So now that we found some eyebrows, let's go ahead and have a nosy at hair. I've already added the Gijiko eyelashes because they were a skin detail, but there is the option to place them as a glasses option too. You can get them from the exact same link as before. And then I'm also going to link, just in case it's interesting for you guys, eyelashes. If I whip off her eyelashes just for a moment, I do have 2 extra eyelashes by Sims. They are also 3D. They just have a little bit of a different look. They're not quite as flicky outy, but they do have a bunch of different swatches. It's just whichever you prefer. They come in a bunch of different swatches as well. So if you've got a sim with blonde hair, then sometimes it's nice to go for a bit of a lighter lash, or maybe you do black on top and lighter lashes below. And I just think they're a nice option as well. So I'll go ahead and link those too. So hair. I have a lot of hair. I don't mean on my head. I mean CC hair. There's a lot. When I'm trying to look for one particular hair, I actually find it really difficult just because I have so many. And this is probably the thing that I end up spending the most time trying to find. I have even more for girls. There's not as many options for boys, so I'm always on the hunt for good male hair because there's just not quite enough of it. But the main creators that I'm using are, so I actually subscribe to Anton on Patreon. All of these hairs here are Anton hairs, and he actually has this chromatic collection. So say, for example, with this hair, I would go into the heart collection, find the hair that matched, or maybe it's just on here. Yeah, it's just on there. And you can kind of have like two-tone hair. So that works for the female hairs too. And it's just like a little nice extra thing that the Chromatic Collection does. And a good thing about Anto's hairs is there's some good curlies, because I have an issue with 2 things with Sims. I think it's hard to find curly hair, which makes total sense because it's harder to make. Like the texture is a lot more difficult to do. The mesh is a lot more difficult to do. So as a result, there's just less of it. And I also have an issue with finding good red hair. And by red, I don't mean this kind of red. I mean this kind of red. Like auburn ginger hair is just a lot more difficult. But Anton swatches do have ginger meshes. So if you're looking for ginger hair, Anton is a really good shout. Have I been saying Anton? Anto. It's Anto. So I'll leave a link to the Sims resource where you can get all of the stuff that's free. And there's also some extra stuff on Patreon. And I'll show you how the female Anto hair looks. So again, oh, okay, it's interfering with her eyelashes. So I'll just take those off for a moment. There's really nice styles. It is a very alpha-esque hair. And there's some really pretty styles in there. And what's nice is once you pick a hair color, it's going to keep the same hair color for all of the hair that you click through with Anto, which I really like because it's just easier to find hairs then. As you can tell with girls' hair, there's a lot more. So you're gonna have a lot more options for female hair. Anto also does have hair designed for black Sims, like box braids. That comes in 2 options, and you can also use that with chromatic. So you could go to hearts. Yeah, and with the braids, you can choose to color the bottom of the braids, like so, and have those all different colors, or you can do it from the root as well. And have the roots be a different color. So that's really cool. And there's also the Chromatic Collection, so you can have different colors within the hair too. And all of these ones that have the 2 different shades will work. So the Chromatic Collection is very cool, and it just allows you to two-tone more or less any hair. And as with before, you can do it on the top of the hair, the bottom of the hair, and it looks real nice. There's some nice tied-up options. There are curly options. And I just feel like if you're gonna support someone on Patreon, there is a lot of diversity in the hair from Anto. So it's really nice hair. The Chromatic Collection might only be on Patreon, just to warn you guys. Okay, and then other male hair that I tend to use a lot and like. So as you guys know, I really like Mood, which for some reason I said Mood with 2 E's, and it's just kind of stuck ever since. But a lot of this hair is based on K-pop hairstyles. It's actually Mood with 3 O's, not 2 E's. So yeah, really nice hair. It was originally just boys hair, but there are some girls hairs now as well. It's a Korean creator, which I guess is why a lot of the hair is based on K-pop styles. And as a result, it comes in really good color options. And I was just really shocked when I first downloaded this at how real the hair looked. Like, it's really, really good hair. So you find me using this an awful lot just because look at the individual strands. It's just great hair. Another similar creator is Muse, because I feel like the styles are quite similar and the texture of the hair is very similar as well. So I will link them too. Magpie-san. There's new hairs I need to get. This is the problem. Like once you start downloading CC, that's it. That is literally it. You are then just suckered in. So I have a lot of Muse hair as well. And again, it's really cool. There's a lot of different styles. This one with a little ponytail I think is pretty cute. The shaved sides as well. It's just really good hair. And then I also really love Wings hair. So this is Wings hair. Now, the one thing I will say about Wings hair is, although this one actually does have a pretty good red swatch, the swatches for Wings hair I find a little bit weird. I'm still trying to find somebody who does like good consistent recolors, because certain hairs, it's just really hard to find the colors that you would expect to find. And I find this even more so with the female hairs. Some of these actually have pretty great swatches, but with female hair, I find it very hard to get good swatches. So I think Wings hair is really good. Like, it's just Really, really good hair, but the swatches can be limiting. So for this hair, I can't really find a good brown, like a chocolate brown or red. So that's kind of difficult. But despite that, I use these hairs a lot. I think I actually did a few of my own recolors on some of them just so that I could use them on Sims, such as this one and this one. I think I just did myself because I really wanted. I wanted to use the hair, but it didn't have the right colors. And this one, my all-time fave, the sweep back hair, but I can't find a swatch that goes with these eyebrows. So we've got nice eyebrows and no hair to match them with, which is annoying. So yeah, wings, great hair, not always the most useful swatches, but I'll still link you guys to it. There's some new male hairs as well by the looks of it, which I need to get on downloading. And then just to scroll back up to the top for a particular focus on some creators that are creating hair for Black Sims. Ebonix is amazing. Their hairs are really, really good. So I will link you guys to all of the downloads. There's great clothes as well. And a lot of the hairs have accessories too, so a bunch of awesome hairs there. Black Sims as well makes some really good hair, so I will link you guys to these as well, just to point out that a lot of these will only come in a black hair swatch. So while some of them, you know, you can accessorize the color a little bit, in general the hair will just come in one swatch. And then I almost forgot about Nightcrawler. Oh my gosh, Nightcrawler I prefer for women's styles, so we will show those in a moment. But again, there is a bunch of hairs on here, and particularly some nice little top knots, which if you like a top knot, you're probably going to enjoy. So Nightcrawler. And to show you how these hairs look are their female equivalents. So we've seen the Anto hair. These are your Nightcrawler's hairs. So as you guys probably can recognize, I do use these a lot. I just like the swatches. I like the hair. It's all really nice. Very shiny. The wings hair, again, I love, but we do fall into the same swatch issue, but the hair itself is just so good. Like, look at that. That's so pretty. But it's really hard to find a swatch whenever I want to use it on a sim. So I don't think I've ever used it just because of the swatch issue. Nice hairs. Nice hairs. Nice hairs. So much nice hair, genuinely. And the new wing stuff, I like even more. So this is wings. A lot of like the big like floofy hairs that I've been using recently have been wings hairs. This little like little shaggy hair. This is wings. This is wings. 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 That cute style wings. I love that on her. This one, which I absolutely adore. I like the really big fluffy hair. I think I used that on Summer Holiday. This also is wings. And then there's a really nice crop as well. Oh, nice tied up hair. Oh yeah, this one. Oh wait, that isn't even wings. I thought it was wings. Who are you? This is the hair that I used on Eliza Pancakes. If you want to know what a piece of CC is, download the Sims 4 Tray Importer. Find a sim with the hair, such as this one, and then you should be able to use it. There we go. Oh, it's S Club. So you can use that to find out what the name of the CC is that they're wearing and the little thumbnail, and then you'll be able to find the creator. So I can now link you guys to that. And oh my gosh, there's so much here I have to download. I downloaded some of these recently for my vampire series, but there's more. We need to go deeper. That hair would be so cute for thumbnails. Okay, so a little extra goodie for you guys there. So whilst I don't use these hairs as much, this is a Simpliciati hair. Again, we've got a few curly styles in there. There is this one which has an accessory in hats, which you can add flowers to. In fact, a few Simpliciati hairs have flowers. So yeah, just looks really cute. I like this bob a lot. There are these styles as well. Basically just a bunch of awesome styles and curly hair too. So Simpliciati is really good if you're looking for afro texture hair or curly hair as well. This one too, and this one here. And then I told you there was a lot of female Nightcrawler hair. I really like Nightcrawler. So these are all the Nightcrawler styles. I find that I use these a lot in my Not So Berry series just because of the swatches. So if I want to use like peach, I can use peach. So all of the hair that I'm using for my current peach gen, I'm using from this because it has the exact right swatch of peach. It means I can't really go outside of Nightcrawler because otherwise I lose that shade. But there are quite a few hairstyles to choose from within Nightcrawler, so I should be mostly okay. I also used it for Saffron's hair and also for Lila's hair, which was plum. So yeah, really, really nice hair. And then Black Sims as well has amazing styles for female Sims. These ones, I think this one or this one, I used in my Disney Princess series for Tiana. And then Ebonix also has really good black hair as well with different swatches too. So plenty to choose from. Like I said, I have an awful lot of hair. I actually really want to go and download some of the new female mood hair as well. And hopefully something for everyone in there. I find find that different hairstyles, depending on where the hairline is or how wide the hairs go, have like a really big difference on how people's like faces look. So it's good to have a few options in there just so that you can find the right one to fit your Sim's face. So when it comes to kids and children, I basically get almost all of this hair from the same place, outside of the Ebonics hair and Redhead Sims. I totally forgot about Redhead Sims. Redhead Sims has this curly hair that I've used a bunch in the past. Also has some really good black hairstyles, and as the title suggests, also has hairstyles with a red swatch. So that's super useful. So I'll link you guys to Redhead Sims too. But all of this hair here, you can probably tell by the fact that the thumbnails are really similar. This is all from the exact same creator, and it's actually all conversions of existing hairstyles. So these ones here look like Wings hair to me. These ones are maybe Anto hairstyles or Nightcrawler. Maybe this one's a Nightcrawler. And I basically get all of it from here. So this is Miracle on Tumblr or Fabine. And I'm gonna have to download this because I'm using this on my Sim at the moment as an adult, and now there's a kid's version. It isn't just hair. There are also accessories. There's conversions of like the adults' clothes into Sims clothes, into children's clothes, and into toddler clothes as well. And often if they convert hair for children, they will also convert it for toddlers. And it's not just alpha hair. They do also do it for Maxis Match, but obviously I use it for the alpha hair, and I find it really helpful because a lot of the styles that I use for my adults are now also available for children. Some of it for me just looks too much. Like that is a lot of hair for a toddler or a child. The conversions don't always like work aesthetically. This, however, looks fab. I just think it's really good to have the option to apply stuff to children and toddlers too. And sometimes I like to keep the same hairstyle throughout, like, you know, from toddler to child, at least initially, because like children and toddlers look really different to each other. So this can be a nice way to kind of keep them looking a little bit more similar. So yeah, I 100% recommend this creator. You guys are often asking me where I get my child hair from and why I'd say my child CC is definitely lacking compared to my adult CC. But if I scroll through my hairs, there are still an awful lot of hairs there, and so much of it is down to the conversions from Miracle. So yeah, all of these awesome hairs here are conversions from Miracle. There's not only just the conversions, there are a few other creators in there, such as Ebonics, as I've mentioned before. Praline has the shaved head option for children too. Redhead Sims, who I've also linked, has a bunch of child options too. And Anto has a lot of these as well, also work with children as well. So let's go ahead and find a style that fits all of our current like testing Sims that we're just throwing CC on so I can show it to you guys. This is a very cute conversion, so let's go ahead and pop that on for her. And I'm going to give her some CC eyebrows because all those eyebrows, well, not all of them, but a lot of the eyebrows that I have available for adults, more or less all of them, are also available for children. So I can go ahead and give her some eyebrows there. And I think with this one, I should also be able to change the headband color. Yeah, cute. I don't think I've used this hair before, but I like that a lot. That is very cute hair. Let's go for a nice red band there. With our boy Sim, let's go for this redhead style that I used an awful lot when I first downloaded it. I can also make his eyebrows wider, I think. Does it work on children? Yeah, it does. Okay, nice. I can make his eyebrows wider using that same slider. And I think with this hair, I'm also gonna go back to my skin details from before and add some of those hairlines that we looked at, just so we can have a more natural kind of going into the hair there. For toddlers, I try and use styles that have less hair. So I have in the past used stuff like this, but that is just, it's a lot of hair for a toddler. Toddlers don't tend to have that much hair. So I'm gonna put on my all-time favorite hair, which is this conversion of, I want to say a Nightcrawler hair, which I just think is very, very adorable. And let's use some of those really soft eyebrows that I said would work pretty well on toddlers, such as these little G11 brows, because, you know, toddlers, some of them have great eyebrows, don't get me wrong, but a lot of toddlers don't have very strong eyebrows. So something like that works pretty well. And I really like this from Redhead Sims for our young boy in here. We will also give him some little soft brows too. I'm gonna go for these Obscurus brows right here. There we go. And then I've never used this Wings hair before. In fact, I don't think I've ever even noticed it in my collection before. It's a lot. It's a bit of a statement hair. It's kind of crazy, but I'm kind of enjoying it. So I'm gonna give him this hair right here. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna go through is facial hair. So before I started this video, I tried to find these beards right here online. It doesn't help that this is kind of hard to read, but I couldn't find these links. I was searching for dye and dive, and one of the blog posts was dead. So I don't think they're available anymore, but it's fine because I don't tend to rely on them too heavily. What I do tend to use is these Praline beards. So there's Josh, Dylan, Bob, Samuel, and Peter. Josh will start you off with some little sideburns. Dylan will grow it into a full beard. Bob will go for a bit more of a shaved situation here. Samuel keeps, this is the one I tend to use the most. I love facial hair on male Sims. I really like adding it, particularly if they've got a great jawline. I feel like the facial hair just really brings it out. Like, you know, that's great, but that's so much better. So I really, really like facial hair. So the Praline facial hair I just think works really well. Peter is if you don't want quite as much, just kind of on the edges here. I just think it looks so great. I absolutely love it. Black Sims also has some specific afro textured beard lengths as well. There is a longer one and a shorter one. There's also the N50 by Praline, which is kind of somewhere in between this. It's not a Josh, it's not a Peter, it's not Samuel either. It's kind of its own thing. So a bit of an extra option there too. And then there is these two intro beards as well. This one I do tend to use if I just want like a bit more of, you see how this goes down to a bit of neck scruff and it gets really thick here? This is kind of how Ali's beard looks. So he's got quite a thick beard and he gets a stronger line here than these ones. It kind of stays a little bit more dotty, I guess. It's a bit of a shorter beard, whereas this is like a proper thicker beard. So I do sometimes use this one. And this is where I get these from, the intro tumbler. So some great options there. I'm sort of feeling a Samuel, I think. Let's go for a little Samuel on you. And those are the main ones that I use. I don't really tend to go for individual mustaches. I'm not a big mustache fan. So I would probably be using a Praline beard. And then the other hair that I want to finish off on is body hair. So my body hair I apply on the tattoo section, and I have two main hairs that I use. I have these ones here, which are on the lower arm section. There's also some hairlines hanging out in here as well, which is useful if you use up all your skin details. And I also have these ones here, which hang out on chest. And the reason that's useful is I often will apply things like a scar on this layer, or like something that means I can't always use those ones. Or similarly, there might be like a tattoo that I want to use on this chest, or I might want to go for my sclera overlays, which just make your eyes like a little bit more shady and real. And if that's the case, I won't be able to use these body hairs, so it's nice to have both options. So those first body hairs I'm gonna link below. Those are these ones here, and they come in a range of slowly adding more and more hair onto the chest, onto the arms, onto the legs. And these are like the more straight variations. There's like a very, very hairy version. There is also a curly swatch as well. So exactly the same thing, gets more and more hairy and has more of a curly texture too. So that's really nice. It also comes in like a bunch of different swatches, including like unnaturals colors. So if you did wanna, if you were making like an alien sim who you wanted to have like blue hair that would still stand out against the skin or anything like that, you can do that with the help of this mod. Weirdly, the green one kind of looks right. I don't get it, but it does. And then these ones down here are the Lumia V5 body hair. There's actually been an update since I downloaded this. There's now V5 Plus, and it now has better compatibility, categorization, and a color slider. So that is pretty awesome. And it comes in 4 flavors: Jet, Cocoa, Coffee, Platinum, and Flame. And just like before, I think you can slowly add more hair to the situation. Yeah, they look very, very similar in my opinion. This one probably has more variation on hairs across the body. Oh no, this one does have curly as well. This one also has curly, so it's whichever you want. I genuinely would recommend downloading both, because then if you add something on the same layer, you also have the option to add the other body hair option too. I genuinely forget to put body hair on my Sims most of the time. It's not something I like genuinely bother with that often, but the option is there if you want it. I don't currently have any female body hairs. I just add these male body hairs, and I also forget to put those on most of the time. But if you did want to go for those, I've linked both of them in the comments, the description below. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that falls under the hair category that we don't already have, but I'm kind of feeling like that's everything. Now, my Sims currently are looking a little bit odd in my opinion because of the eyes. I think once you add all of the rest of the CC, if you haven't done CC for eyes, things look a little bit unusual. So I think next time what we will do is tackle sort of this and this section. So we'll go through face paint, which is where all of my eyes live. I also have default eyes, which we can go through as well. We've also got makeup, and if we can fit everything in, I will go through my accessories as well, because that is where I get all of my eye highlights, piercings, all of that kind of thing. So I think eyes and accessories is what we will do next time. And let me know if this was useful for you guys. I hope you are still enjoying this series. If you are, let me know in the comments below if you're excited for eyes. Don't forget to get to your seasonal greeting cards from Feeling Peachy, also linked in the description below, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.